We're here for our second episode of Ascot Asks with George Boughey. First question for you, George. What is the one thing you find annoying in your personal life?
People being late.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's high on the list.
If you had to pick a race to win in anywhere in the world, which race would you pick?
I think training in Newmarket, winning the Guineas, was sort of almost as good as it gets.
If you weren't a trainer, what would you be?
I just love all sport, really. I think football's a real passion of mine, and possibly something in football.
Who do you support?
Sadly, Southampton.
What is the one thing about Ascot that you absolutely love?
I think there's no other. I've been lucky enough to experience a lot of racing around the world, and there's no atmosphere like it, I don't think, whether it be Cheltenham, Ascot, anywhere in the world. Breeders' Cups, amazing place, but it really does centre Ascot. Having friends, family, owners, the best horses in the world, it's where everyone wants to be.
What is one thing that makes you smile?
Training winners.
Yeah?
Not much else.
Is there a particular winner that's made you smile the most?
Believing was right up there.
Yeah.
She was right up there. Casher winning the Guineas was great, and look, the winners at the highest level, that's what it's about. The day-to-day stuff is obviously what we're all here to do, bread and butter, but it's training winners at the highest level.
Who is your sporting hero?
Look, in the job that I do, I think everyone looks up to the likes of Henry Cecil and Aidan O'Brien, and watching Michael Stout and Henry go head-to-head through my teenage years was, the pair of those two would be right up there.
What is it like winning at Royal Ascot? If you can describe the feeling for us?
It's a very special feeling because we've had 3 winners so far, but they've only been handicaps, and they could just be races on another day, on a Saturday at Ascot, but everyone's there. The owners are there in their droves, and my first winners were for syndicates put together by a few mates, and then Ed Babington, who's one of my great mates, owned Missed the Cut, and to see Highclere, I don't know how many of them were there last year. There must have been 40, 50 of them. It was very special. I think there's no place like it to have a winner.
You a fan of the top hat and tails?
Yeah, it's smart. It's good. It's traditional. It's English, and I think when it's 32 degrees, I might have a different opinion. But I got a nice new light one for this year, predicting we might get some fast ground.
If you could choose a superpower to have, what would you choose?
Time travel.
Any particular reason?
Make a few less mistakes.
Is there any event that you'd go back to in particular?
Guineas Day was cool.
Yeah?
I'd go back there. We'd do that again. It's quite a long night.
If you were deserted on an island, what 3 things would you take with you?
My phone.
Yeah.
India, my new child.
Yeah.
And this stable that we've purchased this year.
What is your first memory of being around horses or watching horse racing?
My first memory of watching horse racing, I actually was on the Roley Mile with my dad just last week, and watching King of Kings, I think, win the 1998 2000 Guineas. I was only 6, stood on his shoulders. That was probably my first memory.
So if you had to have a favourite time of day, which part of the day would you pick?
I think the mornings at this time of year are pretty special when we get weather like it is today, and it has been this spring. It's mornings we like the mornings.
If you could pick one song to listen to for the rest of your life, what song would it be?
Ordinary Alex Warren is my probably most played at the moment.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit of recency bias there.
What's the best race you've won? I think you've said before, but...
Look, I think our 3 Group 1 winners, 3 fillies, Believing, Cachet and Via Sistina were the 3 best days so far. Missed the Cut winning the Golden Gates handicap at Royal Ascot was right up there. It was a bit of a plan and well executed by James McDonald.
But Mr. Cut is clear, 4-5 lengths clear, stretching away, and Mr. Cut wins the Golden Gates.
So you've got Soprano and Believing, hopefully targeting Royal Ascot this year. Are they 2 that you fancy to win the races, or?
I think Believing we'd have a number of horses going there this year if all goes to plan and the horses are healthy and well, and she would be the star of the show. Obviously a winner of the Alquoz, she's going to go first up, probably back there. I'm not sure which race for yet. We'll chat with the guys at Coolmore and come up with a plan, but yeah, she'd likely be our shortest price. Some nice 2-year-olds just starting to hit the track, but Believing would be the star of the show.
Your proudest moment to date, that can be outside of the sport, it can be inside of the sport.
Winners at Royal Ascot, my biggest winners, and seeing the birth of my child a couple of weeks ago.
What's the best thing about working in horse racing?
I think the horses themselves, you know, we're very lucky to do what we do. I think at the end of the day, there are of course faults in every walk of life, but every job that anyone does. But you know, we work with some beautiful animals and some great people. I think the horses and the people, as weird and wonderful as some of the horses and the people are, it's a great community that everyone works in, and no, we're lucky to have some smart animals to train now for some really good people.
If you could pick any horse from history to train, which horse would you pick and why?
I think it has to be Frankel. I think the way he was trained, I think it was a master performance from Henry, and he was the most talented horse that we've seen, certainly in my lifetime, and the way he was nurtured to achieve what he did, to stay unbeaten, to run as many times as he did, and to explore 10 furlongs. I think Frankel was the showpiece that we've seen so far in my lifetime.
If you could pick one place in the world to live forever, where would you pick?
Ziggy Bay, Oman.
Last question then, how would you like to be remembered once you do, in many, many years' time, retire?
I think professionally, someone who trained a lot of winners at a high level and was able to get the best out of every horse that we were sent. I think that's my job, and that's what I'd like to be known as doing.
Perfect, thank you for that, George.
Cool.